Dumb, greedy little bastards. That's what certain politicians think of you as they try to take hostage of financial relief for the Americans so that their wish lists are checked off. They've revealed that politics truly is all for me and none for thee. I'm Katie Petrick, and this is Healthy Republic. In time of crisis, true character is revealed, and our politicians and pundits are raring to utilize the words of former Barack Obama Chief of Staff Rahm Emanuel.
You never want a serious crisis to go to waste. And what I mean by that, it's an opportunity to do things that you think you could not do before.
So when the national legislature, the first branch of the government, decided to think of how to help the American people due to the Chinese virus, wait, that was offensive. The Chinese flu. I apologize. So when Congress thought of how to help Americans, they first thought of how to help themselves in their brand of politics. Here's just a little teaser.
I don't have time to follow people's tweets, Twitters, whatever, tweets, so don't expect me to comment
Twitter,
on them.
The President of the United States is signaling that he could open it up. What is your opinion on that?
She's not lying. She really doesn't care. Let's break it all down, starting from the weekend work of drafting a stimulus package until what we have now, which is a handshake deal. Or maybe it's an elbow bump.
There we go.
In the Senate, the Democrats, not once, but twice, decided to block, delay, twiddle a few thumbs about consideration for a bill that would provide upwards of $2 trillion in new money as part of the economic rescue package, with hundreds of billions for small business support. Over the weekend, there was bipartisan support, but then the brakes were put on because Senate Minority Leader Chuckie Schumer and the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, showed up on Sunday.
We don't have it. We have our own gavel.
After a failed vote to move forward on Sunday, senators tried again on Monday. The rather moderate Senator Susan Collins told the Senate chambers that Democratic leader Chuck Schumer objected to her even speaking on Monday morning, and then reminded everyone that essentially they got blackballed.
We have been working on a bipartisan effort through task force with both Republicans and Democrats, making very good progress and putting together a comprehensive package.
That package would have included support for small businesses and for you and me. It didn't include all of the pork that was fit for market. And speaking of the supermarket,
the Speaker of the House flew back from San Francisco. And suddenly, the Senate's serious bipartisan process turned into this left-wing episode of supermarket sweep.
And Jeff is out of the blocks fast. He's going for the right side of the market. Wow, he plows into the produce, but he recovers quickly and gets back on track in the meat department. When your adrenaline is pumping, you can handle almost anything.
You may have thought that was the TV show, but that was just yesterday at your local Costco. Pick one, or pick any other grocery store. That was a scene at all of them. Hashtag no more teepee. But in Washington, Squeaky Nancy started haphazardly tossing all sorts of items into her shopping cart.
And look at Nancy. If she can find the Progresso chicken noodle soup, she'll finish the shopping list, and she does.
Did you see how Nancy selected Progresso soup? How Progresso of her. Squeaker probably would have gone for Fix-It-In, since she needs to keep her supply extraordinarily high.
There are at least 17 members which signed a letter saying they will not support you on the.
We know Christmas is a holiday in December, but in March is when Nancy Pelosi puts out her own wish list, and it's only 1,400 pages long, with a litany of absolute progressive wet dreams items. There are calls to report on diversity for COVID-19, because, equity. There are provisions to allow for early voting, because all of those illegals need the extra time to find out the Democrats' names. No plan would be complete without Green New Deal components, such as requiring airlines to cut emissions for climate change mitigation efforts.
Mr. President, what the hell do the emission standards on airplanes have to do with thousands of people dying and millions of people out of work in the coronavirus epidemic?
And don't forget they want even more money for the baby killers at Planned Parenthood. Apparently, they need more aid to kill babies. Some people have called the coronavirus the boomer remover. They don't see that Planned Parenthood's been removing their grandkids. Since we were on the topic of families, Pelosi's own daughter Christine thought it prudent to praise the violent criminal attack on Senator Rand Paul by his neighbor in November 2017 after Paul announced he had contracted the coronavirus. She tweeted, "Rand Paul's neighbor was right." It's clear the Pelosi family is taking this serious for all of America. I would also like to say that I thought only essential people were needing to leave their homes, so Nancy should be on the next broomstick back to San Francisco. She is part of the most vulnerable population, after all. So Monday came and went without anything accomplished. See how they're proving that they are essential? And then Tuesday came along.
But what we're doing now is every special interest group in town is trying to get a little bit more. Nickeling and diming at a time when people are dying, literally dying.
I think we're at Lindsey Graham 6.0 at this point. I truly lost count. A few other senators also nicely summed up this debacle.
The brain is an amazing organ. It starts working in a mother's womb, and it doesn't stop working until you get elected to Congress. You know what the American people are thinking right now, Mr. President? They're thinking that this country was founded by geniuses, but it's being run by a bunch of idiots.
That's what I'm thinking. And I hope you are thinking too, because we need more thinking.
Don't play games with this. This crisis isn't going to end tomorrow. It's not going to end the next day. It's going to last for a considerable time. It's going to require adults to step up and lead.
Thank you, Senator. Glad to see we have one adult in the room to babysit. The babysitting shift ended after midnight on Wednesday with a deal that involves $2 trillion, with $350 billion for small businesses, which helps make payrolls. $130 billion will go to hospitals, and there is $500 billion for subsidized loans to larger industries. But you're probably wondering, what about you and me? Well, first, there will be 4 months of unemployment insurance. And then, if you are an individual who made up to $75,000, you will one time get $1,200. Doing simple math, a married couple making less than $150,000 will get $2,400. And there will be an additional $500 per child in the family under the age of 17. If you made more than $99,000 as an individual, then too bad, so sad. The amounts will be based on your 2019 taxes if you already filed, otherwise your 2018 returns. When will the money arrive? Well, that remains to be seen. Because the bill is not law yet, so this may all change. It still has to go through to the House, where the gatekeeper is Nancy Gimme Pelosi. That means a lot of politicking is left to be done. Now, not all politicians have been horrible representatives to their constituents this week, but far too many have. In this constitutional republic that we call home, it's imperative for us to pay attention to what they are doing in Washington. This is one way that we can all not let a crisis go to waste, because they sure as heck aren't. Until next time, stay healthy, America.